Hey folks, we're going to be discussing the video from last night here. We're going region by region over the entire world and hitting all your concerns, including Genesis 9:11 and the promise. Gonna take a minute, so for those who missed it, might as well just roll the video from last night once again here. Now, let's get some of the basics out of the way. This is a visualization created via computer simulation of my crustal shift model made by the ex-user we all know only as Jun Ho. He has done all of Ethical Skeptics' tilts at different physics and scales, and he has agreed to model our version as well, the gyroscopic crust rebalancing using Euler's equations. This was the first 16 hours or so of the event, somewhere between 12 and 20 if I wanted to be pretty darn sure, and it is just the initial inertial wave of the tilt. It does not include the sloshback waves. Those pound the opposite coastlines from what we see here, west coast of the USA, China, India, the other side of Australia and New Zealand. Interestingly, this is only about a 75-degree tilt. It is a slightly different axis so that it could actually be modeled without a supercomputer, and there is no isostatic readjustment, the land moving up and down. Why? Because most of that actually wouldn't impact this that much, but more importantly, most of that is caused by this happening afterwards, so still not a factor in this simulation. Some regions did not model as well as we would hope, but honestly, this is the best that has ever been done. We should be grateful and thankful to Jun Ho for pulling it off, and he just gave it to us all for free. Now, before we go region by region, let me say that Genesis 9:11 claim that all flesh will not be destroyed in a flood he makes again to punish us, well, what I'm talking about is not the entire world. I expect over 50% survival of most species. Millions of humans will be remaining. This is caused by the galactic current sheet and solar micronova's unlocking of the low-velocity zone plasticized magma glue layer, not your adultery and lack of prayer. In my version, the only land that matters in this context, by the way, stays dry and takes the fire instead. So, shall we? In addition to imploring those of you complaining about the simulation to be grateful or do better or shut up, I heard some of you didn't like that song. Aw, I don't really care, but you should know that song isn't random. Nothing on my channel is. You think I cooked cosmological physicists on dark matter, climate scientists on the sun, geologists on pre-seismic electromagnetic signals, and everyone on the disaster cycle, and I'm playing 1D chess here on YouTube. Interesting. Let's go region by region. This region is the reason I love this simulation. 95% of you live here, and the initial inertia wave is the worst for this area, so this video is perfect for what nearly everyone watching this needs to see, and we've got it from both sides, which is awesome. Central region and East Coast are having massive flooding, and as expected, it goes way up into Canada too. It's good to see the run-up elevation to the Rockies does an even better job than I thought of guiding the currents. I figured the east line of Colorado was going to be wet, and here it's not, but at the same time, also, more of Appalachia stays dry than is reasonable, which is a function of their being down to only 5-kilometer resolution, so no passes between mountains, etc. Only the highest peaks would actually stay dry there. Local lake tsunami effects, kind of impossible to model here as well, so if that's you, sorry we couldn't show that, but you need to be thinking about it. The West is, well, the West, and it's dry, and it's high. And for those of you who will ask, Jeff Bezos' bug-out facility and disaster plan does stay dry as well. Europe? Well, I have said this before, and I still don't have anything good to tell you. I guess high up in the Norwegian mountains works if you can handle the cold with no electricity. The Carpathians are still my top choice. I guess the Alps would work if not for the volcanoes in Italy and Greece. Serious problems compounding the cold there. Interesting to see Spain having some high spots left dry. I didn't think that would be the case, but maybe so. Or maybe it's an artifact of this model. After all, the Mediterranean didn't do much at all, did it? Mostly because, again, the smaller bodies are very hard to capture in this model. We did the best that we could. The Andes can stay dry, but you better be pretty far south in them or you may get a little cold for your liking. They also push the water up and throughout the continent. Brutal inundation there. Africa mostly takes hits on the northwest and east coasts. They are pretty strong, actually, stronger than this model shows, which is very much worth noting for all 2 of you living in those areas and watching this show. Asia is kind of shafted here. Their big problem is the new North Pole, the sloshback wave, and the cosmic thunderbolt of the micronova shell impact compounded with too many people being there. I guess Indonesia is in trouble. Every island is. Siberia is already all water. It's just frozen, so who really cares? But for those who remember me saying Mongolian mountains were super duper safe, wow. And in slightly better weather conditions after the flip, too. That is a major survival zone there, folks. Huge area, like the western United States is. I'd say if the model could really have done better anywhere overall, it would have been here. The blocking effect of the reefs and shallow shelves is so overplayed by the math and the model that the actual impact is going to be a lot more severe than what you're seeing here. Much worse than this. Highest ground here is your only shot, but I can also tell you I know for a fact observers already live there or own the land. This model and the ECDO theory by Ethical Skeptic will be presented and attempted to be combined to move forward together May 1 through 5, 2026 at Observer Ranch in Colorado. Tickets for the science event of, well, potentially this age of Earth at the link below. Be safe, everyone.